Good morning.
Good morning, Coffee Moaners. How are you? Nice to see you.
Lovely to see you all.
I look sort of part-way glamorous because I was at the NTAs yesterday and I fell asleep on the sofa, didn't I?
Yeah, you look a different colour.
So I've got,
To me.
I do look a bit odd.
You don't. You look healthy. I look like but you've made me look even more like a corpse, which you were suggesting my really tasteful mustard top.
Right, now I want a vote on Mark's. Go over there.
No,
the T-shirt is nice.
Yeah.
But I think the colour's doing him no favours today.
I'm sure it isn't.
I love that T-shirt, but not today. Yes or no to Mark's T-shirt?
It's always nice when you tell me how I don't look good.
You look good, but I don't think yellow suits you today.
Morning, everyone. I hope you're all well. For those of you not watching, listening, I'm wearing a yellow T-shirt that says "Drunk Again."
That's why I wanted them to show you it.
Yeah, but that doesn't help them on podcast.
No, just because it's a fun T-shirt. I like the T-shirt. Drunk again. Now, you've got to remember, Mark is 20 years sober, so I love it. It does make me smile. Yeah. So, love and peace, man.
Love and peace. Did you get to flash your birds?
Right. So, we are going to today. Well, in a bit, I'm going to tell you about the reality of the NTAs.
Oh.
Not the showbiz show of the NTAs.
So what are you going to tell us about? The lines of cocaine, the bottles of fizz, the sex in the toilets?
Didn't see none of that.
Oh.
No. So we'll have a bit of fun and a bit of Instagram versus reality, I think.
Oh, fantastic. That sounds good. We're going to talk about...
I feel very uncomfortable in the full showbiz world. It's really weird.
Right now.
It's really, really weird when I'm in it and I can see it all so clearly. I'm just uncomfortable. It's weird. That's why I so rarely go to events. Why?
Because, and wait for it. You can see clearly now the rain has gone.
I'm awake. So, first of all, what are we going to talk about?
Let me run you through what we're going to chat about. We're going to chat about Elon Musk's creepy Taylor Swift message. Very strange. After Taylor Swift supported Kamala Harris.
Is that what we're going to go with? We've just done the menu.
I thought you did it on Instagram.
We've just done the menu.
Oh, did you? Oh, I'm so sorry. I do apologise. Okay, so what should we lead with? What would you like to lead with?
Let's go with Elon Musk then.
Do you think?
Okay, well, let's go with
let's do the homework refusers. So yeah, on Instagram, on cock porn on Coffee Moaning Instagram, I posted a poll which said, homework refusers, should homework be optional? 70% of you said yes, 30% of you said no. What's the story? Morning glory. Okay, the story is that a mum sent an email. A mum had her child sent home, and they came home with a shed load of homework. This is like an enormous amount. Apparently, she was sent home all the homework for August or something, wasn't she?
Yeah, so it was a huge pack. It's his first day at kindergarten, so I'm presuming this is American. Don't know. And she said it was just a huge pack of work, and it was, even though it was supposed to be done over the month, the child was completely overwhelmed with it, went into like free fall and got really stressed out. So she sent, as she describes it, a cutesy email. Do you want to read some of it, Mark? I haven't got my bloody glasses.
Yeah, well, I was struggling because I was hoping that you were across this one because you sent it to me, but I don't know. I haven't seen the actual email.
Oh, yeah. So basically, the long and the short of it was, she sent them an email saying that, life is for living, not for work. So remember, this is a kindergarten child.
What age are we looking at for kindergarten?
I think it's like infants and primary, isn't it? Yeah. So it's, I think, in America. But basically, to take it away from this story, I am a absolute believer in allowing parents to have a say on that. I also believe we need more of a say if you have a summer baby, like we have one summer baby. So she was almost a year younger than everybody else in her class. Now, when you're really tiny, that's huge. A year is a massive amount of time, isn't it? Because it's like they grow so quickly.
4 to 6, Miriam says.
Yeah, so like the difference between a 3-year-old and a 4-year-old is big in their maturity and everything. So when our summer baby went to school, it felt wrong. It just felt so wrong. And I could just tell that she wasn't ready for it. Now, in Scotland, you choose when your summer baby goes to school. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, you can choose if they're ready or not to go.
Right.
So then she's very young, and then a pile of homework our children initially went to private school. We totally regret that. We would never, if we had our time again, we wouldn't have sent them to private school. The amount of pressure, the amount of work, which is great for some children. Children are so different. Like Mark, you were saying homework was wonderful for you because it helped you escape a bit, didn't you?
Yeah. I mean, that was going to be what I was going to say about this. I mean, I think it's easy to kind of just think that there's too much homework. I think there are certain ages for homework. I think under certain ages, it's ludicrous. And I think certain schools, like you say at the private school, like, they just hurled it at kids ever so young. But for me, I found it a really, really useful escape from boredom and from life at home and from things that were going on, especially as a teenager. As a teenager, I actually enjoyed homework. And I also like the sense of making progress as well.
Well, I think as a teenager, it becomes a different thing because you obviously have to, because we've got this bizarre system where we test children over and over again. But I think in primary school, and that's just proved the point, you were very different. So at primary school, and lots of children really enjoy homework. But lots of children need to come home and play because I believe there's so much to be learned in play. One thing I would say about our kids is they're unbelievably empathetic and very, very kind and always thinking about other people's, aren't they? And I swear to God, I think so much of that is the amount of play that they had, the playing with the dolls, the way they would play out situations, And in many countries, children don't even go to school till they're 7 because they believe in the power of play. Play is where you learn. So I think when you're 4 years old, 3-4 years old, and you've gone to school, you've been at school all day, which don't forget is so different from your life. All of a sudden, you might be in a uniform, you're having to sit straight, you're having to, manage all these social situations. You've got new people telling you what to do. You can't have your mum and dad. You can't have a little snack on your sofa. All those things are taken away in a day. Bam! Everything's different. Then many schools do it. They then give you homework so that when you get home, you're still bringing school home. And I think as parents, we absolutely have the right to say, for my particular child at this age, it's not serving them. It's not serving them. What's happening is they're getting more stressed, which is what this woman said. They're tearful. They're miserable, which is what was happening with our child. It's not working for us. And to have the courage to say that and not feel because there's other people in the playground going, oh, my little Johnny comes home, my little Johnny does sums from 4 till 5. Yeah, absolutely. Loves doing the sums. But that's great for little Johnny. But if it's not great for little Ricky...
Well, I have to be brutally honest. Little Johnny's fucking annoying me already. But no, Zoe says you are a very unique person enjoying homework. I know that does sound odd. I didn't enjoy it. I think what I found with it was exactly what Elsa Pop Victoria is saying, which is me too. I loved homework. I was in my safe space of home away from the bullies. And also, Lizzie said, I'm the same as you, Mark. I was an only child. And homework actually connected me with my parents more than play did. Well, homework didn't connect me necessarily with parents, but homework just allowed me to escape. And I think,
but that's a really important thing, Elsa.
Elsa said, Lizzie said
it allowed me to connect with my parents. Now,
Lizzie said
I see that a lot with parents where the time that children get real focused time is with homework. And the thing is, actually, are they really going to choose that over play at that age? So if it's the only way you can get connection with your parents, of course you're going to choose homework.
I think there's one really simple solution to this, and I think what it should be is that it is all down to the discretion of the family and the household in question and the child. Absolutely. And I think if you want more homework, you get more homework. I think one of the dilemmas with homework, and I think where homework becomes quite onerous, and certainly in the private school sector, actually, it becomes almost the third person in the marriage type thing, where it's depended on. That not only do you do homework, for a lot of kids going to private schools, they're then tutored. Homework becomes an industry of out-of-school activity and learning and cramming. But my worry is that, of course, when and if some schools, not all schools do this, but some schools will really lean heavily, won't they, on what the kids get done at home. And unless you get that done, you'll fall behind in class.
And what you don't realise, if you're not in with the crowd,
little Johnny,
you think, oh, blimey, they're doing real well. We had no idea they were all having tutors as well. We didn't know.
Yeah.
And it's the big con with a lot of private schools. where it looks like, oh, okay, they're going for the same amount of time to school, but they're not, because they're getting home and they're doing a load of tutoring.
Yeah.
But that's a different
But
matter.
little Johnny always got his homework done, and he was always little Mr. Goody Two Shoes, but he always trod in dog shit, which is quite nice.
Yeah,
so,
just Johnny.
You know, little Johnny.
So I think it's important, if you really feel that actually it's detrimental to your child's learning and happiness, that you feel free to say it, because you are legally allowed to say it. Did you know that? People don't know that. You're allowed to say, I do not want my child to have homework.
And I think that should be that. Lucy Williams, if all parents were good parents, maybe the choice would be there. I mean, interestingly on that, whatever a bad parent is, but also if the homework depends on the parents making you do that and having a good parent, no amount of giving kids in a class who don't have good parents homework means it's going to get done.
Because you need, and actually that's a really good point, because I do feel sorry for the people that, because look, 99% of children need some help with their homework, don't they? So if you've got a really disengaged parent who's not going to do that, or like me who can't do it because I can never do that, they're at another unfair advantage, because little Johnny's coming in with his perfect homework, all like in his book, all done.
Sick of little Johnny.
Because daddy's come home and done it for him. And then another kid comes back and they might have a mum like me who couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Or a mum who just didn't care because she was down the pub.
You've kind of raised an important issue there. There's little Johnny's homework that little Johnny's never done, because big Johnny, his dad, has done it all. And that happens a lot. And then little Johnny sits in class, and when the teacher says, so little Johnny, a little bit of a pong in here because you've walked in dog shit again, but you got your homework done. So what did you think of the algebraic equations? And little Johnny goes, I don't understand.
I remember once being in the playground, and this mum was one of the mums that I liked. She's really down to earth. Her child was brilliantly clever, but she was really down to earth. And she was like, she said to me, did you see that homework last night? And I was like, yeah. And she went, I'm sure I've done that homework before.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was like, you did a slip. She goes, no, I don't mind saying it. 9 times out of 10, I'm doing the bloody homework.
What about, everyone must have had this experience back in the day when not everything was sent to your handset, your tech, your device.
We can't work it out.
Well, we can't work that out. But let me take you back to something that you're going to remember with trauma.
Probably. Now listen, don't set me up to being able to remember something.
Do you remember this? And I'm sure many parents in the room, I haven't said it yet. Do you remember this? Photocopied assignments that made no sense or didn't have one side of the assignment photocopied, so we didn't know what the fuck we were doing.
As a child?
No, our kids.
Oh, our kids, I know.
The amount of times we'd look at them and go...
And then when they get portals.
Portals?
You know, when you have to get in something in the computer.
Yeah, no, but I'm talking
before
the computer. Before the computer, it was photocopies. And what was so funny is sometimes you get photocopied homework assignments that were so on the tilt that clearly the teacher was trying to photocopy their buttock or having a chat about their night the night before. Do you know what I mean? It always came out of order. Didn't make sense. DP remembers that. Oh, worksheets.
So what are we saying? Obviously, we are extreme people. We did homeschooling. We did all of that. But I can't work out which way that goes. But don't feel you just have to keep on that cycle when your child's going to bed crying, they're not sleeping, all of that. You are actually allowed to say, this isn't working for my child.
Even if your name's little Johnny, you can say no. Okay, on that note, because we talked about good parents and bad parents, it kind of makes sense that we go towards the mum who missed her son's riot trial. So he was in court for rioting and disturbances. He was 13 or 14. And why did she not go to court?
What was he doing in the riot?
He was in the riots. He was actually smashing up shelves in Sainsbury's. He was kicking in buses and smashing things up. He was, basic kind of vandalism, essentially. I don't know if he was actually looting. I think he was 14. But anyway, why did his mother not go to the hearing? It
says they're 12 on the
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, sorry. Okay, all right. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 12. So the reason she didn't go, because she'd paid £1,000 for a holiday to Ibiza, and she didn't want to lose the money.
Right. So first of all, let's just ask the question. Can you imagine a world where your 12-year-old child is in a court of law and you go on holiday? Because maybe it's just me. It's so out of the realm of possibility that I'd be lying by a pool when my child's in court, but maybe I'm being silly.
Let me play devil's advocate for a moment. So let's assume or suggest that maybe, this was their big holiday. They'd spent £1,000. her child had misbehaved. We can't speak to yet whether he comes from a home where none of these kind of values or behavior. We don't know. But your child's misbehaved. And they're going to go to court. And she says, in defense of the mum, she said she was asked by her lawyers if she wasn't going to go, could another responsible adult go with her son? So she said her brother would go. And then she went on holiday. If you're strapped for money and that's your family's one big moment of the year, is there...
So was there a whole nother... Was it a family going away?
Well, or that's just a good question. That was the cost of her holiday.
I think if I've got siblings, right? So this is where I could imagine it could happen. Right. So this child has been naughty. Boundaries have been put in place. He's done this terrible thing. I've got a brother or a sister that really looking forward to their holiday. Mm-hmm. I've saved up for this holiday. I've put in place that another adult can go, my brother, who you never know, might be the person that's more disciplined with him, whom he might listen to. Mm-hmm. Then I can see that would make sense. Why should your brother and sister miss out? Why should
everyone else?
You're going to court. I can see that, right? Mm. But at the same time, I just feel I don't think I could do that. I'm not judging this person, but I do question why does a 12-year-old go and smash up a place and, balaclavaed and all of this? Where does that come from? I just feel like he needs his mum.
I think it's unlikely that she was going away on her own, don't you? I think it was probably unlikely. I mean, not many people.
So what was the ruling? Because the judge was quite tough.
So the judge was tough. So the boy who was 12 admitted 2 counts of violent disorder. The district judge, Joanne Hurst, told Manchester magistrates she was frankly astonished that the mother had travelled for a 5-day sunshine break despite her son's offences.
Now, we also have to be really careful with the way that newspapers report things, because we don't know if she's taking his siblings that have had enough of his bad behaviour.
Exactly.
Her sunshine break, her 5-day sunshine break.
I think that would have been catered for basically she got punished. After an hour-long hearing, the judge ordered the mother to take part in a 6-month parenting course and to pay compensation of £1,200. And the judge accompanied that fine with this statement. It's approximately the same cost as your holiday to Ibiza.
Wow.
Do you think that was an appropriate kind of treatment?
But the woman says she'd spoken to her solicitor.
Well, what she actually says is this. The mother explained that when she spoke with her solicitor and the youth justice team, she had said, it was not put to me how much I needed to be there. Each one said, is there an appropriate adult? My brother, which is why I went on holiday. Now, that could be a bit of cumin and spice. Mm. She could have said, I can't go. I've got a holiday. Can anyone else go? And they might have said, yes, in the instance that you can't go, this could happen. So again, we're not privy to the exact details. They're not naming any of the people here. The boy had ridden his bike in front of a bus, forced it to stop. He'd also broken into a Sainsbury's, looted it, kicked the glass door of a vape shop.
Poor boy.
He told the judge he was sorry, and the judge said that if he was older, he would have got a custodial sentence.
What's going to happen with the boy?
Exactly. Well, she gave him a warning and a 12-month referral order. Good. And on the basis that she hoped that they would take advantage of this as an opportunity to correct their ways.
You see, okay, so we've got a 12-year-old boy that is already in a perilous state within the world, isn't he?
Yeah.
And if this boy is not now supported, the cost to the country will go on and on and on. And this is why we don't think enough. If you can do all of that at 12, you're already on a trajectory.
Yeah.
It's highly likely that you could end up with custodial sentences all through your life. What do we do as a country? How are our social services? How can we nip things in the bud? How can we change the course of a person's life? And it sounds to me like this judge was really trying to do something here, a parenting course for her mother, for the mother. And I actually really like that. I don't like the fine, because if you're already struggling for money, we don't know if she is or not, but if she is, like she said, I can't wait. What's the point of putting a family under more pressure financially? I don't believe in that.
And also putting the family under more financial pressure may make it even more difficult for her to even attend the kind of parenting course. So, again, it's that weird thing of carrot and stick. How do you punish, not punish? Again, check out our review of a film called Sing Sing about, what is prison? What is punishment about? Is it about remedying behavior? Is it about catering for behavior? But I mean,
I'd love to hear some things what you
So
think,
here we go.
Ross.
I think the mother should have been with her 12-year-old, says Marina O'Driscoll. Vic, he won't correct his ways because he got away with it. Okay. Interesting. Me too. He said he went to loot but got carried away with the violence.
Yeah. But you see, like, there.
Would be interesting if the dad is around.
Now there, I would want to work with that kid on that. What environment is he in? What street is he in? What neighborhood is he in? Who are his male inspirations? You can show people a different way. This beautiful film, Sing Sing, please go and watch it and watch our review, because I found it so moving, and
inspiring.
I'm such a believer in prison reform, and I'm such a believer that people can be changed. This is a 12-year-old boy. He's a baby still, and he is about to be written off for the rest of his life, and it breaks my heart.
DP, you're right, Nadia. I agree with the judge on parenting course. Probably everyone would benefit from it. Anyway, you're absolutely right.
I wish they were available. Do you know what? I would have loved to. I thought I knew everything. I had a baby. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, I know nothing.
But that's again one of the things about this film which we're banging on about, which is all about rehabilitation of the arts in prison and what have you. Just park to the side whether you think people should, punishment has to be multifaceted. Incarceration has to be about rehabilitation. There's both a financial incentive, there's a social incentive, but there's also a personal, spiritual, moral incentive too. And you will see in this film, because many of the cast are actual former inmates, the consequences, the positive outcomes from actually taking a bit of time, a cost-effective way of dealing with things at the front end, the causes of crime, make it sound like Tony Blair, rather than constantly band-aiding the consequences of it. And in a weird way, you're right, the parental course is a great idea. I mean, the fine is a fine, you're absolutely right. A lot of you are saying it's not a punishment, it's just a fine.
No, but it's a fine that puts people, it's like when they fine people who are having trouble getting their kids to school. What does that do? Mm-hmm. It just doesn't do anything. I think like help, support, and then in the future, okay, there might be a financial outlay at the beginning, but what does it save the country down the line?
Sarah D, she can afford a holiday abroad, she can afford a fine. I haven't been abroad with my family for a while because I can't afford it. Deal with it. Bring your kids up correctly.
Yeah, but it's not going to make her be it's not going to change. I understand, because it's like the angry thing, but what we got to do is think about how do we serve society
Well,
better?
YouTube says it's not even a fine, it's compensation, £300 to each of the 4 victims. So, I mean, it will feel like, I get you, but I think it will feel like a fine to the family. But
they describe it as a fine, don't they?
Yeah. Anyway, interesting. Okay, so Elon Musk.
So you know what I would do? I would want that boy to do something for the community and feel a good feeling about that community. Yeah. Like, what's it called when you have to do stuff? When you have to go and clean the park?
But communal help.
But like different
community work.
But really different for young people, where it's not, they're just not put out for hours to work, but they're really worked with. Like, they'll go and they'll do something that they can be proud of at the end, and that they get a good response from somebody. They say, it just takes one adult to believe in a child, even for like a week. They could meet something and it could change the course of their life. And I just find that so exciting that you can do that with human beings.
Absolutely. Totally agree. Do go and check out Sing Sing, please. It's an incredible film. And it's not preachy.
Did anybody think that I'm just interested what did anybody agree with the idea of that it was okay to go on holiday?
Chris White, I think there could be a healing program put in place for the boy too, in terms of repairing the damage he's done and talking to the people that he has inconvenienced. That's interesting. Have a huge rather than justifying.
Yeah, they have a huge. Well, it's a fine. It's like nothing. It's fine. But they have a huge success, don't they, in some prisons where they get to meet their victims.
Yes, absolutely.
And then he's 12, so his brain is so malleable. You could change that. The way that his brain's working, if he learnt the consequences through seeing what another human being's gone through. And the
only way consequences can be learned is in person, meeting people, talking to people. Of course, it's always dependent on the agreement and the the actual victim allowing it and wanting it themselves too. There has to be a two-way thing. Otherwise, you're going to go up to people who kind of resent you. Jackie Vellino is taking no prisoners here, no pun intended. Needs to be taken away from the so-called.
Wow, you feel really strongly about that, Jackie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I've always wanted to do? I've always wanted to work with young people in prisons. I would just love to do that.
I was saying to Fleur last night, I really want to. We wanted to set up a theatre group after the show because that show was about everything she's doing. Okay, let's talk about Elon Musk if we have to.
God, okay.
What do we think of his surname?
Right, who was it over on Instagram? Are they here?
Yeah.
I haven't got my glasses, Mark. You have to have a look. Who said, I hate his name. I was in the middle of ranting about him and I stopped dead right. And I went, do you know what? So do I.
Let's have a little look at it.
And Mark went, oh, you can't start name shaming. No, I know you were. I know you were.
No, sorry.
And I went, fuck name shaming. I don't care. Cancel me. I do not like the man. And I think his name is creepy.
Okay, I'm going to say the word, and I want you to close your eyes.
Don't.
No, just close your eyes.
No, you're going to say a word that I don't like, Mark.
I'm not. Close your eyes, and I want you to say the first connecting word that comes into your mind when I say it. Okay, I'm going to do a couple of words and then get to the word. So, pleasure.
No, because all I'm thinking now is Musk.
Okay, all right, close your eyes. Close your eyes.
No, I don't want to do...
Close your eyes. Musk. What comes into your mind?
Skunk.
Skunk? What, as in...
Well, that's what they do, skunk musk. It's horrible. They spray it in your face to shut you up.
I think you meant drugs.
No.
Skunk?
Skunk the animal and their horrible musk. I used to have a perfume called Musk that I loved.
Well, it's funny you should say that.
I used to have my
a crush on someone I worked with when I was about 17. And she wore something called Musk.
That was me.
No, I wasn't working with you, babe.
No, but maybe I walked past you.
No, you didn't. You didn't look anything like her. You didn't look anything like her. There he is. He was a good-looking lad.
Oh, my God. Listen, has the world gone fucking mad that they don't see that face and go, he is the end of the world? He is like a villain from James Bond.
Directly out of Bond.
He's disgusting.
I should have done the same with you. What do you associate? But I'm just going to pop up what Tiggy said when I said Musk.
Well, maybe. Well, that must be what the skunk is, right? It comes out of the
anal gland. Anal glands. Anal glands.
I used to love my perfume Musk.
Well, you're not going to like it anymore. Anyway, what's Musk done?
Dina used to use white Musk.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
That's from Body Shop.
Oh my God, I've just suddenly fallen in love with the woman I fell in love with again.
Not Dina.
No, it was not Dina or you.
Oh, sorry.
What's wrong with you both? This is a woman I was working with when I was 17 one summer. She smelled of something called Musk.
Dina's my sister, by the way, if you're new to the channel. And if you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe.
I'm going to be sharing something else from Dina in a minute. Not fully, because I have to edit it. Anyway, there's Elon. There's Taylor. What's he done?
Well, what he's done, parking anything we might think about Taylor first. Yeah.
He's posted this.
No, actually, maybe we should say what Taylor's done.
Tell us what Taylor's
done.
So
Taylor has wholeheartedly thrown her support behind Kamala.
Everyone was telling us yesterday.
No.
Everyone said yesterday it's Kamala as in Pamela.
Absolutely not. I went to the YouTube channel where she has sanctioned a film with people saying calm.
Okay, so can I just say to
and the way I remember it is to say this. I say to myself, stay calm and remember how to say Kamala. No, you're interrupting me. Wait a minute. And it's a whole load of kids on a YouTube channel all saying Kamala. And it was our dear friend Michelle who sent us that so that all arguments could be finished, and you've forgotten it.
Everyone who feels fit to post under yesterday's coffee moaning that we were disrespecting Kamala Harris by saying her name wrong. Can I also just say it's about intention. When the Republicans doing it, they're doing it horribly. You can tell that we're not doing it horribly. So there you go.
Well, she's got a sanctioned video where
if I have another message from someone saying it's like Pamela.
But it's not. And actually, you know what she said? It's okay. Say my name, however.
Kamala.
Which is the way we need all to be.
Kamala. Okay. So she's thrown
I'm like that. Nobody's ever
support.
mentioned. Nobody ever says my name right.
It drives me mad.
Nadia Sawalha.
Yeah, but they go
Nobody's
Nadia.
going to say it. It's okay. Nobody means it.
Nadia Sawalha. Okay, so she's thrown her support behind, obviously, Kamala Harris. And anyway, so Elon Musk sent a tweet saying this. Fine, Taylor, you win. I will give you a child and guard your cats with my life.
Give you a child.
Give you
impregnate
a child.
You. Now, somebody did say yesterday, do you think, as he's got 12 children, he meant give you one of mine? Oh, God, our daughter, she's so funny. She came down.
Oh, she's good at what? Because he's got so many.
She said, oh, he's so revolting, isn't he, that Elon Musk? And I said, he's got 12 children. She goes, he looks like he's got 12 children. She's so like Dina. It's so funny.
So what do we think of this?
But well, I'm getting really, really sick and tired of, because I'm choosing to think that he's saying he's impregnating her. That's
he used
what the
the
majority
word
of
impregnate,
people.
Apparently.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been able to find that. Some people have said that, but that's the actual tweet.
That's
so we've got to go with what we can see.
Yeah.
But I'm getting really sick and tired of powerful men and their absolutely disgusting misogyny using sexual connotations or downright blatant sexual attacks. I mean, Trump, when he keeps on going on about blowjobs and Kamala, it's just outrageous that the mainstream media do not pick up on that. Can you imagine if Kamala or Biden at the time, or anyone said anything even vaguely like the things that he is saying, the sexual things that he is saying? It would be everywhere. But you know what these people do? They say it over and over and over again until people go, oh, well, that's Elon. Oh, well, that's Trump. And what happens is our younger men and our younger boys see these people with enormous wealth and enormous power saying whatever they want, and it filters down. And it makes me so damn cross.
Okay, I think more worrying. I think what happens with this kind of content, and this is a danger with online and memes, and obviously he runs X, Twitter, all this, is that what happens is this gets posted. If you have a strong response to it, you're characterized as being humorless and not being able to see the fun side of it, or don't take it so. Hang on, no. I agree, and I think there are many ways that you could get around this. Maybe he is suggesting I'll give you one of my children, but you would say that guard your cats. He's obviously just referring to the fact that she has, proudly stated, "I'm a childless cat lady," essentially, because of course that was the criticism that JD Vance made of Kamala. So, the idea that you can somehow then turn this into light-hearted stuff. It's a really interesting point. I was having. Let me just finish this thought before I lose it. I was having a chat with Flo last night. She made a really interesting point where she came loggerheads with someone who she's very close to, and she said what she's noticed is whenever someone on the right says something wrong and someone on the left pushes back against it, everyone on the left lacks humour or lacks the ability to laugh at themselves.
Well, it's because we don't find it fucking funny.
No, I know, but there's this kind of assumption that somehow everyone on the left is a bit kind of
But you know what you say? It's because you're not funny.
Yeah, maybe
right? It's because you're not funny.
Yeah.
You're not funny. Whether you are saying, I'll give you one of my 12 children, not funny, sexist, revolting, disgusting, or whether you meant I'm going to impregnate you, because he wants us to not know which one of those he means, and it's threatening. And the thing is, what these people do is they unleash more hate and more violent, horrible tweets and everything to these women that are seen as too powerful. Now, where she has gone so wrong, where Taylor has been so naughty, is she may have actually affected the result of the election because she has posted a link to vote. So this could potentially bring in thousands, tens of thousands, God knows how many more thousands of people voting for Kamala. And the boys are fucking steaming.
Panicked. And also going back to the so-called light, because he will argue this is a light-hearted, not to be taken serious message.
Oh, no, but hang on. I hate that when people say something terrible and then go, it's only joking.
Yeah. But the thing about Twitter, the thing about X, which is really quite, it's both compelling but awful, is that it's not his post. He just does that as a kind of red meat comedic. He can say it was light-hearted, and then beneath it is where you get the truly nasty, toxic masculinity.
You cannot keep saying you're one of the cleverest guys in the world and not know what happens when you post something like that.
Look at that. Violet Hayes says
it is all with intention.
300,000 people used the link to register to vote. I mean, if they're in the swing states, that could swing.
I'm every woman. Do you know what? What did I say to you a while ago? That my yoga teacher said, we are going into the feminine Aquarius, the world, right? And honestly, we've been in a masculine world. Is the masculine energy been 1,000 years, I think?
I don't know.
Aquarius only comes 1,000 years, something like that. But anyway, something like that. But I just keep seeing it. So Taylor Swift never stands up for anything, never and yet she's gone bing like this with this link, and she's caused a fucking nightmare in the world of all the men that thought this was all going to be really easy and they were just going to swan in and carry on.
Now, I don't want to sort of piss on the Taylor Swift party, because, you know, she's great. Everyone loves her. It's brilliant the way she's politically aligned herself. It's a finger up to the men, the toxic masculinity and all that stuff. She's done it brilliantly, and she's done it in a way that they can't cope with. And she's powerful, and that's great. And 300,000, brilliant. But here's the thing, MeTube, you've just said she's used her platform for good. I'm not going to share the quote from Dina in ad verbatim, but suffice it to say, it was along the lines of, why the hell can't she use her platform to call for a ceasefire in Gaza?
Because maybe she doesn't believe in one. Maybe she doesn't want a ceasefire.
Maybe she doesn't. But it's interesting how no one is willing. You know, it's like, if only someone with that kind of weight and heft
I wish
and oomph
somebody so powerful
could get behind, you know, something,
some megastar,
and just say this is unforgivably
some
wrong.
Megastar that has that power that says, click here if you do not believe in genocide. Imagine that. Imagine that. And actually, our daughter said it as well, didn't we, when we were saying about Kamala and the link? She went, she actually said, it's great that Taylor's finally putting a name to something. She says, I was talking to my friends about this last night, saying, why does Taylor never put a name to anything? But and I get all those sides, but also sometimes when somebody is totally quiet on anything, it's a bit like Beyonce, isn't she? And then Beyonce will do something and then it's like, wow, because everybody comment. But I get it. If she were to say, click here if you're against genocide.
Yeah. Well,
wow.
Okay. So say she doesn't want to take sides.
Well, she might be a Zionist. We don't know.
Yeah, but
we don't know what her politics
even
are.
As in terms of humanity, there are many Israelis and many Jewish and many Arab and many Christian all saying about the loss of innocent lives. That is not a huge sacrifice.
But maybe she doesn't feel that. Maybe she feels like a lot of people do, that this is still self-defense from Israel, and that the most important thing is to get the hostages out. A lot of people can't see that the two things are really important, equally important. Get the hostages out, save people that have been taken off and hidden away from their families, and also stop killing thousands upon thousands of people on a daily basis. But a lot of people can't think of those two things.
No, I agree. And that, for me, is why the notion of celebrity and using your platform for good has hollowed out so many celebrities for me. Because if they can't even stand on the basis of humanity and not so-called taking sides, I kind of feel like going, sod it, especially if, and I've said this many times before, especially if they were incredibly vociferous about Ukraine. It's like, come on, guys. You can't pick and choose when you want to have an opinion and get political.
People are scared. People are scared of losing their job. They're scared of losing money. They're scared of being pushed out. They're scared because there is a powerful, well, not a powerful, I don't like to give that, but there are groups.
But imagine
people that go around causing trouble for people that speak out.
Erin, imagine most celebs are not going to risk their careers fighting a corrupt system that's been in place since before they were born. But imagine if they did. Imagine if they did. Okay. Instagram versus reality, the NTAs, and then I want to share a really sweet clip at the end. Well, I thought it was sweet, but others might not like it. So, how was it last night, Nads?
Oh, right, last.
Shall I pop up some images? Here's an image. Look at that.
So that's actually still at the studio. That's a group of us. That's our producer Yiljan, Kay. It's lovely to see Sinetra. The lovely thing was we all got to see each other. But I just felt this real need today to tell people really what the reality is, because I know lots of people look at celebrities and think, wow, what a like amazing thing to walk down a red carpet, to have that beautiful dress, to have the makeup. And I mean, doesn't Katie just look so beautiful? That I just love that. And the thing is, have you got the one with so like that's how we start. Actually, I said to my makeup artist yesterday and my friend Simone, I said, I don't look that bad today. It's not a very good Instagram versus reality.
You remind me of that woman in that baby doll or whatever that show is.
Yes, you don't really look shit today.
Did she say that? Bless her.
It was so funny. So, do you? That's so funny because we could not be. So this photo, we were all like tromping out to get in our Addie Lee, and Judy went, "Stop! Black curtain, get a photo now." Have I got a single photo of myself? No. Did I take a single photo? No. And she went, "You're not going to regret this. This is going to be the only bloody photo you're going to get." And we were like, "Oh God, Judy. Did you see the other one with all of our faces where she made us kiss?"
You haven't said that one.
That one. We were
this one.
No, we're all kissing. No, that photo, but all of us kissing. We were like, "Oh, we can't do that." No. She was like 0.5, which is again is what young people say.
We've always got to do 0.5, guys.
Yeah, which I still don't fully understand.
Lisa Child says, "Loose women were not shown much on the red carpet."
Well, no, we never are. This is what I was going to tell you.
Someone else asking, did anyone wear a Palestine badge?
Peace. And I had my watermelon badge on my bag. But here's the thing. You've got as well, I had quite a lot of people shuffling around me. I think people were really worried I was going to do something. I had one person that was going like that. I was like, I wanted to go, "Oh, are you okay?" Just worried I was going to.
They thought you were going to just
tear my clothes off and just So anyway, which, to be fair, I would have done something like that if I'd been on my own. But I was with my, I was with my cast, and they don't, so I have to respect them. I do a lot, don't I?
Absolutely do.
So, so anyway, so we got there at like 10. I was there at 10 in the morning because we were also doing a photo shoot, right? So from 10 in the morning until 4:30, where like it's makeup, it's hair, I wanted to show them the little film of my dress.
I've got 2 films here that you've seen. Right. Which one is it?
So like either of those. This is beautiful, that dress.
It really was.
And all these gorgeous stylists, they worked so hard. The room had hundreds of dresses and shoes and bangles and everything you can imagine. They look after you to such a degree, weeks of work before. They don't get paid any extra for any of this. They're like, I said, bloody hell, it's like Cinderella. They're like exhausted.
Yeah.
Then we couldn't work out what to do with all these straps. It was so funny. I was saying, we need a therapist for this dress. And they, I was like, do you have to put all this stuff away all has to go back. The returns, can you imagine that? The return labels, all of that shit. Just the same amount of people. They don't get any extra people. Makeup people. My makeup art, she was there at 7 o'clock in the morning. She did Lorraine, she did Loose Women, and then she made all these different women up for the carpet. Wow. I feel so bad. I'm there just going, but like, can you have a rest? It's just terrible. Anyway, so then they said, "Oh, would you like something to eat?" And we were like, "Oh yeah," thinking we was going to get some lunch. You can only have something from Pret, right? So like, okay, so we'll just have a sandwich then and a bag of crisps. And then we get the news. It's going to take 2 hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours to get there.
Bloody hell.
Right?
This is like a busman's holiday.
So you've been in the stylist room, you've been in the makeup, you've had your touch-up, you've had the full makeup at like 10 o'clock in the morning, then you've had the touch-up, you've been just like all around. And then you step out, right, to get your car. And because we're Loose Women, we don't get like a big flash car. We get Addie Lees, right? And it's like, there's got to be one of you in every seat. Like, wow. We're not like treated at all.
Wow.
Like, we're stars.
Are you treated like a cumulative one presenter?
We're just a blob of one, right? And it's the 25th anniversary. This show has been going for 25 years, right?
Yeah.
It's the longest running panel show. There is no other all-female show, right? There is no other like it. And so we're like, oh, it's 25 years. Oh, we came up. All right, we're in the Addie Lees. So we all get in the Adderleys. We were laughing, of course, because we've had other times where we've literally been in a minicab and we've got out of a minicab in front of Amanda Holden that's got out of like an amazing car or Hollywood. And we're like, and there we go. Right. We can't go anywhere near the red carpet yet because they're just so gorgeous and glamorous. Like, and wait for what happened to us. They're all so gorgeous and glamorous. We won't get a photo.
Any snacks?
No snacks.
No snacks, guys.
No drinks, right? I had woken up with the worst headache I've had in years. I had it all day and right through the night. I'm in the car and we're going, has anyone got a sweet? Has anyone got a chewing gum? Has anyone got nothing? 2 hours. You know that drive from Shepherd's Bush Mark to the O2.
I don't know
right?
why they should.
Now this is still middle class problems, but I just thought it'd be funny for you to know what it's actually like. Then, so you've got 3 cars, 3 lots of loose women. So poor Linda and Kelly Bryan and somebody else, they'd got there 20 minutes before. Not allowed to wait in your car. Oh, you've got to get out. You've got to just stand there, whether it's raining or whatever, on the end of the carpet. Like, so they were freezing. And then we get there, and then the next car that got there, Katie Piper and all that lot got out. And I went, have you had wine? And they were like...
Everyone's asking, did you have wine?
And they were like, yeah. We stopped off at the garage.
Well, they went to an offie.
No, they stopped off at the garage to get wine and crisps because we'd had no food.
I was going to suggest you should have stopped at a petrol station.
No, but I was like, because I'd had a headache. Usually when I go to these things, I'm going, right, tequila, everybody. Let's get some wine in the car. Because I had a headache, I couldn't. But anyway, I got to the red carpet. I thought, I haven't had to drink. I haven't had anything.
Nothing all day.
Well, we had a sandwich, but that was it.
But no alcohol?
No. Right? Wait for this.
What's coming to?
So we get to the red carpet, and the only way I can describe the red carpet is like, you know when you get yourself speedy boarding and you've paid a bit extra because you've got speedy boarding
and everyone's...
And you think, I'm going to get, I'm going to go smooth through here, and then they just go, speedy boarding over there and you will wait. That's what it's like with the NT is you get this fabulous invite. You're invited to the party. You're invited to the red carpet. You're invited to this. And then you get there and you're like this, just like this, right? So you've been 2 hours in a car, the beautiful gown that the stylists have done, the makeup, you're sweating, it's all crunched up. You won't believe what happened to me with my dress.
Well, you look like the Statue of Liberty.
Right, so then you stand there and you're just like this. And you're all going, who's that? I know that person. Who is it? Have we interviewed them? That's like that. An hour, right?
Just standing at the edge of the red carpet.
Shuffling forward, exactly like EasyJet.
Yeah, but hang on. When speedy boarding works, it's wonderful. But you're talking about the speedy boarding where there is really no speedy boarding.
And you go, I can't believe I've paid for this speedy boarding.
I was promised speedy boarding.
I'm still in the queue. We've got speedy boarding.
Beth Matthews, sounds like your dream nightmare.
It's like, it's so awful. And then you get to the first bit and they stand. So that was the only place. Yes. So we got a photograph there and it's so embarrassing because you stand there. There's no like, oh, hi, there's nothing, right? So that's the photograph that we got of all of us in front of the NT thing. And then you're like, shuffling, where like the bank of photographers are, right? Think about it. Been this all the stylists, and then we're waiting, We're nearly on the red carpet. Oh, this is going to be so great. We're nearly on the
Daily Mail is getting all excited.
Oh, this is going to be great. Michelle Keegan and her partner Matthew Wright are on the carpet. Wright. No, not Matthew Wright. What's he called? Mark Wright. So No, there was somebody else very glamorous, so we're waiting for them, and then we'd been waiting, and up here, I go, just wait here, and then we'll put you on the carpet, and we're all going, we just fucking want to get in, we don't even want to do the photographs, just want to get to the toilet, because at this point, my bladder is bursting, right? So then we go, okay, the loose women, and then half of us come out and sort of, but Michelle Keegan is still on the red carpet, right? So we're all standing there, oh, God knows what. And all the photographers are like this, taking photographs of Michelle Keegan. Right?
You're joking.
She then goes, and then they just go. Then they just go.
They didn't take photos. Well, there are no photos of you anywhere. I love
Denise Welsh. She went, I don't know if you're going to take any. Denise Welsh is one of my favourite people in the whole world. She went, are you not taking photos? And then a few of them sort of went, and it reminded me of what you said about Madonna. Do you remember that time? With Madonna when they all put their cameras down.
That's weird. Yeah, no, absolutely.
No, so I said, as we went, oh, God, wait, come on. Anyway, so I said, well, obviously they don't take photos of us anymore because they know we don't sell any venues. They can't sell them.
Unless your boobs are out.
No, wait for it. So then I turn around. Shame on those photographers. They could have got a great photograph.
Of?
Because then the people that wait along the side, we did lots of photos with them, with the fans and stuff. And it came over and they went, "Oh, Nads, can you do a photo?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." And this woman went, "Is your dress supposed to be like that?" So that dress that goes like that, the top bit was up.
Oh,
Wait for it. I had thick plaster that big going over the shittiest bra you've ever seen. I literally looked like it was the worst. I was dying. And guess what? They didn't take a photo because they didn't look.
I feel.
I was so mortified. I was mortified because I was thinking the stylists have done all that
Someone
job.
must have got a photo. A member of the public.
I don't think they did because
Ashley, did you get one?
We had our back to the public and the photographers were there.
Was it the NTAs where
Yes.
Kay had the see-through top that showed her bra?
No, that was Pride of Britain. But
Right.
it was the NTAs where poor old Judy showed her boobs.
God, what is wrong with you girls?
So
even showing your tits doesn't get a photo in the papers.
So there's all that humiliation, right? Then you go in, we got in. So we're starving, we're thirsty, we haven't been to the loo, and they went, "You can't have a drink. Well, the bar's closed, there's no more free drink." I went, no.
This is hideous.
I've got to have a drink. I'll buy a drink. It's not about me having a free one. Just, I've got money. I've got cards. I was literally going, "I've got cash." No, sorry. And then this woman said to me, "They're locking the doors." I went, "That's okay. I'll wait out here. You can lock the doors. I don't need to go in. I've got to get a drink." So
hideous.
So we charmed them and we were like, "Please, please." Meanwhile, I'm still dying to go to the loo. But my throat's so dry. I said, "Please just give me water."
Right.
I was like that.
Yes.
My medication makes me so thirsty, all that. Anyway, so we get a glass of water and this lovely guy, he gave me a glass of like some wine like that in a plastic cup. It's glamorous, isn't it? Then we went in.
It's like being on an EasyJet flight now.
And what do we learn? That we're second to last. My bladder is already full.
And you're not allowed to get up at all?
You can, but I was right in the middle of the whole thing.
Do you have someone who sits in for you when you get up?
Yeah, they do.
Who did you have to sit in for you?
We didn't. You don't know, and I didn't get up. So I
stayed
there. I stayed there for 2 hours. And 100%, we knew that we weren't going to win. The reason we had gone was it was 25th anniversary. It's so lovely to be nominated and all of that, but we knew we weren't going to win, 100%. But we were laughing because it was coming up to us. And I said, if in some bizarre situation we were to win or they were to say, "Oh, it's the 25th, give the ladies a round of applause." They didn't even mention that it was the 25th, which I did think was a bit weird. But anyway, by the way, I had to say to them, my producer was going, "Are you mad?" I said, "If anyone has to go up there, I'm going to have to stay here and just wave like a mum. Because I'm going to wet myself. I wouldn't have been able to make it.
Oh, you'd have had to have stood up where you were sat.
No, I would have had to stay sitting.
You with the camera.
They would have all had to go up,
Yeah.
and I would have had to stay where I was. Because then finally, when I did get up, I had to go like this, right, to the loo, like that, past all the stars. I'm going like that, and a couple of people spoke to me. I went, "No, don't say anything.
Oh my God!
Don't say anything." I got on the loo like that. And I cried.
Fucking hell.
I was on the toilet crying. I came out. Denise right from me. She said, "Denise, I've just been in tears." She went, "Why, love? Why?" I went, "It was just so beautiful." Because I was just like,
so the best time of the night was going for a week.
Well, it's always so exciting to get nominated because that's a lot of people don't get nominated. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that vote for you, and that was beautiful. Davina McCall for me was two total highlights for me was the post office acceptance speech, which was incredible. Somebody using a platform to make a difference, because when she said, I can't remember the lady's name, "I met with the ministers yesterday and nothing has changed."
Yeah, it's amazing.
People haven't got their money.
Shocking.
Bates has only been offered 30% of what it is, and it was electric because that's what we love, isn't it? Using what,
as Nick Ferrari said of the audience, he said no one in that audience would have allowed that long to happen on an invoice unpaid.
Yeah, exactly.
So when the audience took that breath in.
And you know what else I really loved? I was heartbroken for Kate Garraway when she was up there and her children were up there, and we were literally holding each other like this, me and Frankie, because it was just like you could just see how vulnerable they were. So that was great. And to see how strong she was again, Kate. She said, but my Davina, I cannot tell you. Davina got a special acknowledgement, right? And she was truly, authentically joyful. It was not showbiz. She was so excited. And she got up and she spoke so from the heart. She made me cry because it was all meant so much to her. And then right at the end, she looked at her boyfriend and she went, Michael Douglas, you just make me so happy. And it was just the way of crying again. It was just the way that she said it, to acknowledge her boyfriend like that. And he was like really choking back the tears. And so that was a really, really beautiful moment. Yeah. But as for glamour, loves.
Well, I think you deserve. I think you deserve this for that.
25 years.
A wonderful reenactment of the perils and truths of showbiz. Oh, sweetie. Well, there you go. You look gorgeous when you walked in, but you were busy on the phone to Lee. So
I was filling Lee in on everything. But yeah, so thank you again for everybody that nominated us. It really does. Every time we get on that shortlist, we're so excited. It's a shame we never get to win, but that's the way of the world. And I always say to the Loose Women, what you've got to remember is the very nature of a Loose Women is that you can have some of the audience that hate you, some of the audience that love you. So that's what keeps us going for 25 years. And so those, for us to get shortlisted is amazing.
You're the only collective cast that's actually looking for people to be aggravated by you as much as just like you. So it's an important point.
So yeah, and I love our group, and I love the women, and I love our team that are just so lovely, and our makeup and stylists and all of that. But Jesus Christ, man, the speedy boarding is not worth the money.
It's not speedy boarding. It was, as MeTube said, it was more Ryanair than EasyJet. So there we go.
Yeah, because you can't even take any baggage. Yeah, I don't even know where my bag is.
Oh, so you've lost your makeup and a bag.
No, my bag will be somewhere. But...
Anyway, guys, we're going to head off now. Thank you for that. I'll show you the funny clip or the moving clip tomorrow because it's a really warm one. Bye.